Hello and welcome to Music Talks. On today's show, we'll be talking about Lana Del Rey. She's a singer and songwriter from New York who has recently become a big name in the indie music industry. Currently living in Hollywood Hills, she's doing pretty well for herself, regardless of her rough and tough background. She was born as Elizabeth Grant in Lake Placid, where she attended Catholic school. Around age 15, she took a philosophy class that had a large impact. This caused her to ask the question, why are we here? These newfound ideals came to her around the same time that she discovered alcohol. And in an attempt to turn their daughter's life around, her parents sent her to a boarding school in Connecticut when she was 18, and she quickly sobered up. To pursue her interest in philosophy, Lana attended Fordham University in New York. While in school, she began performing at clubs in Brooklyn as Lizzie Grant with her friends and became fond of their couches. She described these experiences in an interview with Nylon magazine as a very liberating, penniless, hilarious, fun time. She began writing songs about girls with exaggerated makeup and men she had just met and fell in love with. At age 20, her final year at Fordham, Del Rey was offered a $10,000 record deal with 5 Point Records. She accepted and used the money to rent a trailer in a park in North Bergen, New Jersey, where she lived a quiet life and commuted to school. At this point, she was not that into partying, but rather enjoyed decorating the inside of her trailer and getting to know her neighbors. After her first self-titled album, Lana Del Rey, was shelved by her record company, she began to turn toward community service. She worked with homeless outreach and drug and alcohol rehabilitation, and she even told Nylon magazine that she once took a cross-country road trip to help repaint and rebuild Native American houses. After she bought herself out of the deal with 5 Point Records, Lana introduced herself formally as Lana Del Rey. In an interview with Vogue, she explained how she came up with the name. Quote, I wanted a name I could shape the music toward. I was going to Miami quite a lot at the time, speaking a lot of Spanish with my friends from Cuba. Lana Del Rey reminded us of the glamour of the seaside. It sounded gorgeous coming off the tip of the tongue. End quote. She then signed a joint record deal with Interscope Records and Polydor. She began recording her album Born to Die and released the song Video Games on the internet in June 2011. The song was not meant to be a single, but got a lot of positive attention when she put it online. It also happened to be one of her favorite songs and was then re-released as the best single off of Born to Die. In October of 2011, it was announced that Lana had won the Q Award for Next Big Thing on Britain's biggest music award run by Q Magazine. Other artists that have won Q Awards include Adele, Ellie Goulding, U2, and the Foo Fighters. Her debut album, Born to Die, was released in January 2012 and was noted as number 1 on the official UK album chart. She then released an EP in November of that year titled Paradise that included 9 new songs. Right now, she currently has 2 apartments, one in New York and one in Los Angeles, and at the 2013 Brit Awards, she beat out Taylor Swift for the award of International Female Solo Artist. She also wrote the song Young and Beautiful for the movie The Great Gatsby, which you might have heard. As if this success wasn't enough, she then began filming her short film Tropico in June 2013, which would feature her 3 songs, Body Electric, Gods and Monsters, and Bel Air. The film was directed by Anthony Mandler, who also directed 2 of her previous music videos. Personally, I thought the short film was well directed and revealed a lot about her experiences, and you can make a lot of connections between her music videos and this short film. And one scene shows what seems to be the things she experienced while living with her friends during her time in school. It shows a group of friends living in Los Angeles while the song Gods and Monsters plays, and she refers to Tropical as a farewell, which was confusing to fans because she had previously stated that she would be releasing a 3rd album. Del Rey later commented on this by explaining that she meant for it to be a close to her album Born to Die and Paradise chapter, and it would allow her to begin a new project. As far as what's coming up for Del Rey, she is set to perform at Coachella Valley Music and Art Festival on April 11th and 18th of this year, and in Denmark on June 13th, and then in Sweden after that, so she has a lot coming up. It looks like we'll be seeing a lot of her in the music scene in the future. Well, that just about wraps up the history portion of the show. When we return, I'll give you more of an analysis of Lana's music, and here's a word from our sponsors. Tired of harsh fumes from bleach and other cleaning products? Norwex cleaning products are the solution for you. Household pollutants impact the environment. Norwex products clean without chemicals. Products range from bath towels to face wash rags to dusting mitts, and they all do their jobs without the use of cleaning sprays and soaps. These products are interwoven with steel wool in order to prevent the growth of bacteria, so no more smelly bath towels. Try Norwex today. Constantly searching for the cool relief of the other side of the pillow? The Chillo is the solution for you. The secret Soothe Soft technology keeps your pillow at the perfect temperature and cradles your head and neck in memory foam for ultimate comfort. Once activated, the Chillo stays cooler than your body temperature for hours. Call 1-800-CHILLO or visit www.othersideofthepillow.com to order. Welcome back to Music Talks. Today we're talking about upcoming singer and songwriter Lana Del Rey. I've already gone over her background so you can get an idea of how her music may have been influenced by this. One thing that seems to be very prominent in her music is the reference to America and the American dream. I read in the same Vogue article referenced earlier in the show that her and her sister, Caroline Grant, had been close growing up in a resort town, and they both learned to admire and appreciate the idea of the American dream. She has one song titled America and another titled National Anthem, and in her song Radio, she says, "American dreams came true somehow. I swore I'd chase till I was dead. I heard the streets were paved with gold, that's what my father said." And in the National Anthem music video, Lana is shown singing Happy Birthday to the President as Marilyn Monroe once did for JFK. That's another thing that you notice in her songs, actually. She idolizes a lot of important people and references them in her songs. Elvis, Jesus, Marilyn Monroe, and Walt Whitman are all referenced in her song Body Electric alone. She said in the interview with Nylon Magazine previously mentioned that her and her friends talk about these icons as if they are close friends. That's how important they are to her. Body Electric is also the first song featured in Lana's short film Tropico, and all of the people mentioned in the song are shown in the video. A quote that especially stuck out to me from her interview with Nylon Magazine was this, quote, "I'm endlessly inspired by the landscape of California, the energy of New York, and all of the strange people I've met from the north to the south. The idea of American freedom was a big inspiration for me a long time, and the more I travel, the more I love it here," end quote. You can tell when you listen to her music that she's seen so much of America, and that makes her a real inspiration to me. The way Lana carries herself when she's singing is very distinct. Her songs sound classy and elegant, and her voice and attitude go along with it very well. There's some promiscuity, and she's also not afraid to drop the F-bomb. Where this might make other female artists look raw or undignified, this actually brings more charm and grace to her music just because of how much class she has. Gods and Monsters is a song that I have to talk about because it happens to be one of my favorites. The song's about Los Angeles and how the city can take someone's innocence. The feel of the song is actually rather calm, as if she's succumbing to the city. These lyrics sort of explain what I mean. "In the land of gods and monsters, I was an angel living in the garden of evil." And then later on she says, "I don't really want to know what's good for me. God's dead. I said, baby, that's all right with me." This is track number 6 on her album of Paradise if you want to check it out. Del Rey mentions Los Angeles a lot in her songs, and New York as well. She actually has a house in each of the two cities currently, which makes sense to me because she loves America so much, so why not have a house on each coast? Specific references to these cities appear in her song Diet Mountain Dew specifically. "Diet Mountain Dew, baby, New York City, never was there ever a girl so pretty." And then in Radio, she also says, "Now I'm in LA and it's paradise." And then she also mentions these cities and Off to the Races as well. Lana has some tattoos that relate to her music as well that I want to talk about. On her left hand, she has the word Paradise written, which is the title of her album that followed Born to Die. And then on her right hand, she has Trust No One. She sings about heartbreak a lot, like any girl would. And I think this tattoo has something to do with her getting her heart broken a few times. In one specific song, $1 Million Man, she's singing about a man that she believes is completely flawless, whom she loves, but also has broken her heart. A lyric that captures the essence of this song, "You're screwed up and brilliant, look like $1 million man, so why is my heart broke?" Anyways, on her right hand finger, she has Die Young tattooed, which reminds me of her song Ride, if I had to pick one to relate it to. This song is about the freedom of the open road and being sort of carefree. One of my favorite lyrics from the song goes, "I hear the birds on the summer breeze, I drive fast, I'm alone in the night. Been trying hard not to get into trouble, but I've got war on my mind," which captures the Die Young tattoo very well in my opinion. Well, that's just about all the time we have. Thank you for listening, and I encourage you to check out some of Lana Del Rey's music for yourself.